This is the all-new revamped recovery series. This is broken down into two main parts: SMR, or self-myofascial release, and banded distractions. Real quick, I'm going to go over the tools that you will need to do this. This is going to make a huge difference in how you feel on and off the court after workouts. So I'm going to start with probably the most recognizable piece. We've got a foam roller. And so you can get these in these full lengths or half lengths. Man, there's so many different foam rollers out on the market right now. And if you go to Amazon, they're all pretty cheap. This is the Rumble roller. So it's a little aggressive. These little knobs get into those tissues a little bit deeper, a little more aggressively, but that's a foam roller. The next thing I have is a band, a resistance band that we've used for a bunch of these exercises, but this is what we're going to use for the banded distractions. And you're not going to use a little band. You're going to be using an 1.5 inch or a 2-inch band because we need that much tension. We've got what they call a peanut, and you can actually make this out of the other thing, a lacrosse ball. You can put two of these together and tape them together, but we've got a peanut and a lacrosse ball. This is kind of like your baseball bat, and this is your scalpel. So this is to get into the really tight, tiny areas to get some detailed work. And this is really good for your spine, but I also like to use it for my anterior tib or some other parts where bones can fit into that space. Now, as a guideline, if I'm going to be smashing something, so let's say I'm going to be smashing out my calf here. This is not a quick, like you see people in the gym and they're like going really fast. We are trying to inhibit the muscle. We're trying to get it to relax. And if I go really fast, it won't happen. So when you're doing this, think 1 inch per second. So if I'm stacking this leg up, I am slowly moving this across at about that rate, 1 inch per second. So it's quite slow. Second thing, self-myofascial release can be quite painful. Like, it can be really painful. Maybe not massage, like getting massage and having somebody dig their elbow into you, painful, but if you go too high on that pain scale, meaning like 1 to 10, 10 being like, just take me now, God, I'm ready. We want to stay at like a 6 or a 7. Because if you go too high, then you actually have a pain response. Sometimes the area gets flooded with even more inflammation, and your primary objective of gaining more mobility is scrapped, and it actually becomes worse. So we want it to hurt, but not incredibly bad. Okay, so just a little uncomfortable. So that is the overall view of how to do self-myofascial release, and we'll talk about banded distractions later.